Brighten up those already bright mornings. Wheeler, Ollie, and Lecter. Mornings at the Cabin.
Trying to figure out who's on which mic. I think we got it.
I'm number 4.
Test, gentlemen. Mic test. Oh, no, didn't have it.
Morning.
Thank you, Ollie. Your assistance is always appreciated.
Lovely to see you all.
No Wheeler, and we just fall apart.
Yeah, no Wheeler this morning. The lack of sleep has
Yes.
once again caught up with him.
I
The
think that's a
sun-
complete lie. He's gone out and he's getting ready for the seed potatoes to be delivered from this big seed potato donation that the NWT is getting. And he's going to steal a few of them.
Yep.
And then he's going to be way ahead of the game when it comes to gardening better than I am.
Uh-huh.
Oh, you think it's a competitive thing?
What, did you not? This week he's been very... He's determined to garden slightly better than I can garden. Which is a low bar, and yet one that might be contested.
I was just going to say he loves potatoes.
He probably does also love... But who doesn't
If
love
I know
potatoes?
one thing about Jesse Wheeler, that guy loves potatoes.
What's your favourite kind of potato? What's your favourite serving of potato?
Oh, my favorite serving. That's a good one. Twice baked.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lecter?
Twice baked.
No, that's what they're called. So they're like a baked
No,
potato.
the potato, Scott. The
Yeah,
potato.
yeah. Got it.
Yeah. You never had twice baked?
Potato, Scott. Potato.
I don't know.
So you bake a potato, and I think, and stay with me here,
Okay.
you mash the inside, and then you bake it again. Like you put cheese and stuff, and then you bake it again.
Huh.
I'm sure I'll get corrected on Facebook, but that's the way to go.
Okay, I think I have had that.
Yeah, it's delicious.
It's pretty good.
That or the spring rolls that Joey Tomatoes or Joey Barlow's, whatever it used to be. Spring rolls,
I don't know
like
what that
mashed potato and a spring roll. You never had these either?
Nope.
Get a life.
Mornings at the Cabin, the podcast.
Teen Burger Thursday. That's right, gentlemen. I know Jesse, if he's listening now, is probably kicking himself already. He probably completely forgot about Teen Burger Thursday in his haste to get in line for potatoes first.
What a show to miss.
Yeah, right? Might be regretting that a bit. But I doubt he's listening. Hopefully he is getting some sleep, as is his wont, and he is not engaging in any conspiracy theories to defeat you.
Even if
gardening.
asleep, he's probably engaging in conspiracy theories.
I'm frankly, I'm just going to continue with this for a moment. I'm frankly impressed that you think Jesse is capable of scheming that deeply and ahead of time. He's more of a fly by the seat of his pants kind of guy, as we know.
If he's going to focus on anything, it's beating Ollie.
That's true. Yeah.
And what time did that message come in that he said he wasn't going to be in this morning?
5:56 a.m.
Yeah, that
Wow,
sounds very
down
seat
to
of the
the
pants.
minute.
That sounds very seat of the pants to me.
So maybe seat of the pants for bowing out of the morning show because of the scheme. He's like, I didn't tie up all the loose ends. I forgot to tell the guys I wouldn't be at the morning show.
Well, no, that's part of the scheme.
That's part of the scheme.
I think he knows that if he'd bowed out last night, we'd have all been very suspicious. Well, this seems organised. This seems like you've planned it. What's going on? Are you stealing those potatoes? Whereas this morning, the usual sort of, you know what, really tired. Don't get me wrong, I don't blame him for a second. If he hadn't done that, I probably would have pulled the same card.
You know what?
morning.
I was thinking about it too.
Yeah. There could have been just you in
You aren't
here,
alone.
AJ.
No, you're not alone.
Literally every one of us on Mornings at the Cabin were thinking about bailing on the show this morning. That's a good vibe to start off on.
I woke up and read that message and thought, rat.
Yeah. That one.
Oh, no. We all would have done it
Yeah,
then.
just snuck in there. 5 degrees in Yellowknife right now, mostly cloudy. High of 14 today. That's okay. Still, like, I'm giving it like the benefit of the doubt. Although Saturday is saying 20 and sunny. That's
Really?
summer. That's
Oh.
summer weather.
Yeah, baby.
Huh?
That's what
all
we're
right.
looking for.
Low of -4. No.
Yeah.
Well, the mornings are still quite chilly.
Little chilly.
I bike.
Yeah.
I bike here in the morning, and except for this morning, because I was running late because I wasn't going to come until I saw Jesse's message. And yeah, my hands are pretty cold on those handlebars.
Okay. I've been walking to work pretty comfortably.
Oh, yeah?
It's good walk to work weather. Maybe not, I don't generate that much wind.
That's
as I
because I'm
walk.
going so fast on my
Yeah.
bike.
I'm mosey.
Oh, I do not mosey. I'm
Not a whole
opposite
lot.
moseying.
Okay.
Speeding.
We did cause AJ a mild degree of anxiety already this morning. Before our first actual on-air chat, he sat down in the seat that I usually sit in, got a bit of a different angle at the Studio One window here, and I guess saw like a different angle of the dirt that was on the window that remains still from the Studio One renovations of a few weeks ago now.
A light dusting.
I gave it a hasty wipe originally after the work was completed. It was not up to AJ's standards. And he said he was going to do it after the show. I should have known that he was going to literally body check me out of the way, get that Lysol spray.
Oh, so he's
it.
already done it.
Oh, he's already done it, yeah. It's taken care of.
You missed a bit then, because there's just there, look.
No, that stuff's on the outside.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Could you
trying
do
to
the
ruin my
outside?
day? Is that what you're doing? You're trying to ruin my day right now?
Just nip outside and just get that outside bit, will you? Otherwise, it's a job half done, is all
If
I'm
you
saying.
think for a second, if I had an option to go outside and do that, I wouldn't be doing it right now?
No, you're right. You'd be doing it.
I think
I rest
AJ
my
would
case.
be a very entertaining window washer. Have you ever been in a building when the windows are being washed and like you're just going about your day doing whatever, and then all of a sudden you look over your shoulder and there's just some dude just outside the window just doing his thing, squeegeeing away.
I mean, that has to be... It's not a job I'd want forever, but it's a job I would gladly do for a day.
Oh, you'd have some stories
Just
doing
for the
that job.
experience. Yeah. On a big skyscraper, a big, like, 30-story building where you've got maybe 300 shots at seeing something ridiculous.
Yeah.
You would definitely... I would do that job for a week, I think, just to experience what you might be able to see. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe actually window cleaners get very bored and everyone is just going about their business, doing something entirely respectable. I doubt it.
I doubt that. Yeah, that's probably giving way too much credit to the average human being. Because, I mean, anything they do see is kind of fair game. They don't necessarily have to feel guilty or bad about it because they give you a warning.
That's true.
You know, any building that you're in, you get a warning. Hey, the window cleaners are going to be here tomorrow. If it's, your home building, it's like close all your windows, make sure, because they're going to be here to clean them. So that's your warning to be like, don't be doing anything embarrassing or stupid in your living room because they're going to see it. And
Or
you
do it.
don't really have or do it. Yeah,
Do
I
it on
guess.
purpose. Give them a show, you know what
want
I
to
mean?
give them a story.
Yeah.
Sure.
But you're relying here on A, humans being smart about this, but also B, humans at all. Because in some instances, I imagine window cleaners have seen pets getting up to all kinds.
Oh, yeah.
When there are no humans in the room.
Yeah.
And you're just out there cleaning the windows. You can see the dog is through in the garbage, flinging stuff everywhere. There's no human in sight. The cat is shoving the glassware off the side of the table. And you can just watch in mildly amused horror.
Imagine the thought process of the pet. Be like, oh, is that a guy outside? Like, oh, he can't come in. And then continue to push the vase off the bench.
Oh, another challenge for Penny to look forward to when the cabin radio windows get cleaned one day.
Cabin Radio's morning show podcast. All the best chat, none of the embarrassing mistakes.
Lecter, AJ, Ollie, Sarah, with you. Full house. No Wheeler this morning. Getting some extra sleep. Possibly using that as a ruse to get in line first for those potatoes. More to come on that as the Wheeler and Ollie gardening competition heats up this summer. Look forward to more of that. Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Good
Sarah,
morning.
I'm going to ask you the question I've been asked not to ask you in the past, but I just find it funny. How's it going?
Pretty good. Yeah, it's I'm happy that I think my plants survived the night again.
Again? For one more day?
One more day.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been tucking them in at night, putting blankets over top of them because I planted them a little too soon.
You prepared this answer, didn't you?
No, I had another story, but I figured it's a happier one.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Panicked. Go to plants. Go to plants.
We love talking about them.
That's true. We really do. Yellowknife Classifieds, another thing we love talking about, and I think Northerners just in general love, as evidenced by the fact there's, 15 different classified Facebook pages out there?
To the point where Facebook said, we'll just compile them all for you, Yellowknife. Here's Marketplace. Yeah, there's just too many.
Various different names, all kind of sound the same in different orders of words. Some have all caps.
Some have
don't.
official.
Some have official. That's
official
right.
Yellowknife Classifieds, as opposed to the illegitimate Yellowknife Classifieds.
I think we could probably do a very entertaining variation of a swap shop type
Swap
show.
top?
Swap top. Top up that swap. A swap shop
Just
type
swap your
show.
top.
Just
Hey, look.
swap top.
I like
I'll
that
take
shirt.
that.
Do you want to trade?
I think the Howard Stern show actually did that 25 years ago.
Okay.
So we're a bit late to the party on that one. But yes, we could do a very entertaining swap shop type show just going across the various classified sites and highlighting different things that they got up, and then the drama that ensues in the comments sometimes after. AJ, you found a particularly interesting posting yesterday. Has it been taken down?
I don't know if it's been taken down. I looked up his name.
Maybe
and
it's sold.
It's still here, but it's not in Marketplace anymore.
Okay.
So I don't know what the deal is. But yeah, it's what a deal.
A steal.
A steal, if you will. Yeah. A casual $3.9 million for the old YK Motors building and property.
Hey.
Yeah.
Okay.
3.9 mil. I mean, reasonable. Or best offer.
Or best offer.
You can come in a little lower, I'm sure. You can talk to him. But do not text.
Do not. Yes. Well,
you call Tony, you don't text him.
That's right.
And that's that's actually the only description on here. It doesn't even say if the building is, in good standing. Like, it doesn't give you anything. It just shows one picture of old YK Motors. 3.9 million.
Yeah. So if you were looking for a boat or some video games or, something else where it's just, that's a little bit exciting. It's within my budget, my 3.9 approximately $1 million budget. What do I spend my money on? Oh, hey.
I could use a building.
I could use a building, absolutely.
Yeah, I'll throw an offer his way. How does $25,000 sound?
So how much is the 50/50 lot? Like, how much are they trying to sell that for, just out of curiosity comparison?
1.4 million off the top of my head, I think, something like that.
This has got to be 3 times the size.
I haven't seen that posted. Have they
haven't put it on
classifieds?
classifieds. And I think that's probably why they haven't been able to sell it for the last decade. Everybody keeps looking on classifieds. Are they selling the lot? And, of course, the city just has it up on its website and has all the information there, and then nobody goes there to buy a building. So it's just not been sold. Everything could be sold in a heartbeat if the city of Yellowknife would just start listing its downtown properties
Marketplace.
on Marketplace.
Yeah. People probably just assume that they've already been sold. They're not on classifieds. I've never seen a posting, so,
Don't even know where to put my care emoji to show that I believe that this empty lot should be developed.
You mail it in to the real estate agent. You print it off and mail it in. Yeah, 3.9 million.
I think they could have, for the YK Motors building, they could have probably fleshed out that advertisement a little bit. I mean, it's got a lot of things going for it. The gravel lot, I know, has been fairly freshly mowed.
Yep.
Seen them out there taking care of it.
Absolutely. Good condition, always taken care of. Service records in the back.
Great location.
I mean, we're writing this ad for you, Tony. I don't know. What's the selling price is one of the first comments.
Is there a limit for pricing generally on the, I don't know if you've ever seen, I've never actually read the rules and regulations. I don't know how I got accepted into the group, quite frankly. Just flying by the seat of my pants.
Well,
throwing up things for $5 million, seeing what sticks.
Thank your lucky stars. $3.9 million.
I don't like those.
On Facebook, too. Like, who's going to, what's your target market here? Oh, I'll just take it to the public. Who in Yellowknife has $3.9 million?
Yeah, you're laughing now, but when it's the Laura Tuccio building.
Oh. Why not?
Just scrolling through, be like, what am I going to do today? 3.9, but yet done.
Sure, yeah.
Laura. That's a bargain with what you're carrying around now.
51 million left. Yeah. Let's keep scrolling. But I will also take those old VHS tapes.
And don't you dare text Tony.
But where do I get a VCR? Nobody sells those things anymore.
Really looking for those on the salvage page. Like, every day, I swear, someone has found their old VHS tapes and they're like, I want to watch these. I don't know how.
So what
you
you
have a VHS player. Yeah, there is a market for old VHS players.
No, there is a market for someone who converts them.
Yeah,
into digital footage.
People do remind people where they can go to get those converted.
And you need to do that.
Does that.
A building.
Yeah, but does anyone actually want to do that? I mean, I think it's a nostalgia thing, right? Because the part of the thing is that you watch the movie and then you want to watch it again later and you haven't rewound it and then you're like, they didn't be kind and rewind.
Yeah. Or people have their childhood videos, videos.
Their Disney collection.
My uncle put on a VHS and then recorded the TV with a video recorder and then put it on YouTube. So, yeah,
wow.
The whole converting your old home videos thing is really cool.
It is.
My mum now has lots of old files of video footage from when, I would be like 5, 6, 7, 8 years old.
Making business deals.
Got them all. Well, funny you should say that. Got them all converted out, and now just you can share them on a Dropbox.
Dabs, Dropbox, Google Drive, WeTransfer, whatever you prefer. We probably need to see those videos.
Oh yeah.
Just, you still haven't shown us any Toby Business Dog of the '90s comics.
I'll tell you what, Mum, if you're listening, you can send some of those over.
I might have one of those in my pictures on Facebook that you sent me when you were home once.
That's unfortunate.
Okay.
Let me dig
Okay, Sarah has a project. Great. I also have a project, which is to delete that before you can get to it.
You can look forward to issue 15 of Toby Business Dog of the '90s up on Yellowknife Classifieds.
3.9 million.
3.9 million or best offer. One more thing. I was talking with Nicole about this because I'd shown her the message you sent about the YK Motors building. And we were making a few jokes about Yellowknife Classifieds. And we realized that I had no idea what... You know how it has like the pre-written responses?
Yep.
That you can just
Is this still available?
Yeah, is this still available? Do you have any more pictures? Because I was thinking it'd be funny if you could if you posted on that. Can you send a few more pictures of this building that we're all very familiar with?
Is it still available?
Is it still available?
Trust me, it's still available.
I had a complete misinterpretation of what the next one was. You know, the one is just next with an exclamation mark?
Yeah. You're like, next, skip.
That's what I thought it was. I thought it was like basically a pre-written jerk response.
Where not interested.
Basically just say, no, I don't want that. What else? What else you got? Next. That's what I thought it was.
Not interested.
That's honestly
Hilarious.
what I thought it was. And anytime I saw people post next, I'd be like, what a
jerk.
Jeez.
Get out of here.
Little did I know they were like next in line.
You don't have to vocalize it. Just go to the next one.
Melanson just chimed in saying, you are not a fan of those pre-approved messages. I know he's trolled you.
They're not pre-approved. He just writes those. I know those are... It's his handwriting on the internet. Can I get more pics? Every time.
So hopefully, maybe the YK Motors building has been sold already. Good luck, Tony. Maybe just throw it across all of the classified pages. Better your odds.
Make some calls. First come, first serve.
Calls, that's right. And maybe consider accepting texts. I don't know.
It would open up the market a little bit.
I'm just trying to help you out.
It's pretty narrow as it is.
The Mornings at the Cabin podcast was recorded before a sort of live, thankfully not in the studio, audience.
Happy Thursday morning to all of you out there and to all of you in here. Happy Thursday morning, everybody.
Happy Thursday.
Happy Teen Burger Day.
Yeah, Teen Burger Thursday.
Friday, because some of us are going to be gone tomorrow.
Oh, it is? Oh, wow.
That's not really... We're working tomorrow.
Well,
I know, but we're not in the office.
Enjoy your weekend,
It's like
Sarah.
a road trip.
Ah.
Yay!
Am I the only person not in on this road
I
trip?
get to sleep.
Are you the only what, sorry?
Person not in on this road trip?
Yeah, we're going to Enterprise.
We're leaving you.
And then we're
Yeah.
going to come right back.
Okay.
So you're not missing much.
I mean, probably some bison you'll see. That'll be fun.
That's true.
Podcasts.
Listen to podcasts. Yeah. What do you got downloaded?
Oh, nothing yet.
Mornings at the Cabin.
Of course. Yeah, of course. There you go. That's the right answer.
Except for yesterday's, when we didn't record it properly.
Yeah. It's recording now, so we'll have a podcast this time. We promise.
My mom's going to call me and be like, were you guys okay? Like, what happened yesterday? I didn't hear them. Didn't listen to the podcast.
My mom used to send me messages like that whenever we had our little technical malfunctions as well, but I think she's given up on relying on our technical expertise and now just listens to the morning show live because it's just safer that way for the most part.
Even that's not a guarantee.
No, not always. No, yeah, you never quite know. Ollie has been sharing. It's as though Babs was listening, and all this time, because I've brought up Toby Business Dog of the '90s and like wanting to see one of these comics for the better half of the last 2 years now, ever since you first talked about it on the air. She just flooded you with like 10 of them?
Yeah, she sent over a lot
on a whim, as though she had had them all scanned, ready to go. Was just sitting on them, just like, all right, just say the word, send them on over. We have some Toby Business Dog of the '90s originals. We're going to post them up. One up on the Mornings at the Cabin Facebook page. Ollie has been carefully vetting these comics.
How old were you?
No pun intended there.
between 14 and 16 for these ones. So I was relatively, should have theoretically been able to draw better than I could, but
I think the drawing's perfect.
Honestly, and I said this to you off the air, they look professional. If you put one of these comics beside Garfield in a newspaper, it wouldn't look out of place. It honestly wouldn't.
So teenage me just died happy with you saying that. Because when I was really young, when I was like 7, 8, or 9, I loved Garfield. And I get, like, now when you look back at Garfield, it isn't really a comic strip that translates that well for an adult audience. You go back to it, nothing's really ever as funny as it was.
No.
It all kind of feels like the same joke being made again and again after a while.
Yeah.
But as a kid, like, I think adults get very snobbish about that stuff. As a kid, you loved it, or I did anyway.
Yeah.
And like every time Garfield kicks Odie off a table, I was laughing the same amount the time that I did the last time round.
Yeah.
You know, he snorts an anchovy while he's face down in a lasagna. I'm there laughing. I loved Garfield. I had all the Garfield books, and this comic was kind of an amalgamation of. It had a bit of Garfield in it. It had a lot of this comic strip called Alex that was in the UK.
Yes.
It was to do with business stuff, and like it kind of blended. There's a bit of Dilbert in there as well. Those are the influences of putting something like this together.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole comic strip is about a dog that runs his own company.
Yeah.
And I have not given you most of the ones that are about the company side of things because I just feel like I get them. They're funny to me. I'm like, I don't know that this is going to go with a year 2020 audience of my peers in the Northwest Territories.
Yeah.
So I have very carefully given you, even the ones that I've given you, I'm like, I don't know how funny they really are, but I had to explain them a little bit to you. The moment you have to explain a comic, it's not really funny. But
AJ was loving it.
I had a lull.
You explained them to us before you even showed them to us. You didn't give us a chance to be able to understand them.
Yeah, give us a little credit.
So you should send us another one.
Back yourself. Toby would.
Toby probably would.
Business dog of the 90s. Guy's got confidence for days.
He does seem that way. So yeah, we'll post up a little taste of Toby, Business Dog of the 90s, at the Mornings at the Cabin Facebook page. Speaking of dogs, a story that came up late yesterday afternoon, particularly bizarre story that has got a lot of people upset because it involved a dog getting shot. So to bring up a favorite segment of Mornings at the Cabin, Ollie, without knowing precisely what's going on, why'd the dog get shot?
Good question. So, as you say, we don't know precisely what has gone on. What we do have is a very short account from RCMP that isn't really an account, it's just a statement. And then we have the owner's side of things. So the RCMP yesterday started this, so to speak. One moment while I put my laptop down and safely tuck Toby, Business Dog of the 90s, away.
Sit.
So the RCMP started this by releasing a news release, very brief one yesterday, that said words to the effect of an investigation has been opened into what happened when a dog got shot by an officer. It happened sometime on Wednesday morning, and the way that the RCMP characterized it was that an officer had shot their weapon at an aggressive dog, and that was being investigated. Now, we tracked down the owners of the dog, who, as most dog owners probably would, take issue with the police, A, shooting their dog, and B, describing it as aggressive.
Right.
And they say, like, yeah, it's a pit bull. And pit bulls have a reputation. They have sort of more of a characterization of being aggressive as a breed than many other breeds of dog do.
A stigma, even.
I think that's a great word to use for that. Because, of course, not all pit bulls are remotely aggressive at all. So the owners are saying this pit bull, whose name is Rocco, was known through the neighborhood, lives on 44th Street, downtown, known by everybody in the neighborhood as a gentle dog. And they were full of all these examples that they were prepared to give of times that Rocco was this gentle pit bull. Even Adrian Bell, by the way, former deputy mayor of Yellowknife, turned up in the comments section underneath this story with a Rocco story about Rocco the pit bull, where Rocco had been on a bridge on the Niven Trail because he'd got out of the yard and was too scared to cross the bridge because it was wobbling a little bit, and Rocco couldn't deal. And so Adrian had to go and try and pick him up and gently get him off the bridge. And Rocco, basically shaking like a leaf, fully allowed himself to be carried off the bridge and then deposited back with the owners. And then the owners brought around cupcakes afterwards, and it was all a thing. So
it's a feel-good story.
When you're hearing stories like that, and Adrian about Yellowknife, the only city in the world where dogs have character witnesses, there were maybe a dozen different comments. At least a dozen different people have come forward and said, "Oh no, not Rocco.
Yeah.
Rocco's a solid dog. Rocco's not starting any trouble." Again,
unprovoked.
Again, we don't. So I'm going to come back in a second to that. We don't know for sure what happened, but definitely, I think everybody, certainly a lot of people in the Northwest Territories, you kind of know the dogs in the neighborhood that are not great for this stuff.
Right.
And you know the dogs in the neighborhood that seem like they're pretty well-behaved, good dogs.
Yeah.
I have not seen one comment yet that says, "Oh, I know that dog, it's an aggressive dog." All the comments say, "This is a really nice dog. This seems super weird that dog would end up getting shot by an RCMP officer." So there's that. And then you listen to the owners describing what happened. According to their account, they were out, and or the guy who owns the dog was out with a friend in the back of his yard with the dog. 2 RCMP officers showed up, and it's still unclear to me precisely in what mechanism that happened. They just came around a corner, they showed up in that green sort of tactical gear that they have with a police dog on a leash. Rocco, the pit bull, gets up and wants to say hi to this dog in the way that the owners tell the story, goes over, German Shepherd reacts really badly, bites their pit bull. Rocco bites back and hangs onto the lip in the way that you sometimes see dogs do, to respond. And at that point, all hell breaks loose. The owner of the dog goes in, grabs hold of his dog to try and break them up. RCMP officer, in the owner's retelling of this, is using the leash from a distance to try to control the German Shepherd. Ends up with Rocco, the pit bull, being shot through the throat while the owner was holding him in the owner's retelling, which I think is a really hard thing for a lot of dog owners to read.
Yeah.
Because you have to wonder, well, what on earth are the mechanics of that? Where was everybody exactly? And who on earth shoots a dog while the owners got their arms around it?
Yeah.
But again, that is the owner's retelling.
Yeah.
Yep.
And without being there, I can't 100% vouch for that. You know, to be honest, this is actually quite a rarity, in as much as normally when the RCMP put out news releases, their account goes pretty much unchallenged, because it's often really difficult to trace the people they're talking about, or they're in jail, or they're just not named.
Right.
And we don't even know where, like, as an example, in this instance, the RCMP did not name the dog or name the owners. We managed to find them, and then they didn't contact us. I think that's important to point out. We contacted them. They were at the vet at the time trying to get the dog some attention.
Right.
And I phoned the owner and said, "Look, have you got a chance to talk to me about what happened here?" And he called me back about an hour later in the evening, and we talked about it. But usually when the RCMP put out a news release like this, we don't get the sides of the story of the people involved, maybe not until a court case, months and months later, if at all. So this is actually quite unusual in as much as we actually have more than one side of the story.
Right.
We have the police account that an officer shot an aggressive dog, and we don't know much more than that. We've asked the RCMP a whole bunch more questions. They haven't replied to us yet. If they do, then we'll share those answers.
Do you expect to get a reply?
I expect the reply to be that we're investigating and we can't tell you anything.
Okay.
And that is another issue with these things.
It might be a policy thing.
It might be a policy thing. It's a police investigation. They will have a policy around that, around what can and can't be shared.
Yep.
Even if there is an RCMP officer somewhere right now listening to this, screaming into their radio saying, "That's not how that happened. This is what happened." They're probably not going to be allowed to say that, which makes reporting this tricky.
Yeah.
Because I'm not aware that there were any other witnesses. If there are, then of course I'd love to speak to them.
Sure.
But we have the owner's account, and there's nothing to make us immediately dispute the elements of that owner's account.
But it's being investigated? So ideally we get a report that comes out, and that kind of tells us?
Ideally.
You know what I mean?
Ideally, not always.
Not always,
in these
okay.
investigations. Particularly, this is an internal investigation. It's not being handed over to an external agency.
Yeah.
It's just the detachment investigating themselves, essentially. We don't know if we'll get a public report on that. There's no guarantee of one. But the owners say that their dog was basically... what they're basically saying is the police dog started it.
Right.
And then when this all went down, their dog was the one that ended up getting shot and is now being called an aggressive dog, and they really dispute that.
Yeah.
As I say, we obviously have reported that quite carefully. When you read that on our website, we've made clear that this is their account, and it's not us reporting because we weren't there. And that is the problem that you run into. So, having said that, I do find it interesting that I think a lot of people, as I said before, can probably immediately think of dogs who are aggressive enough in the Northwest Territories that they might end up on the wrong end of a situation like this.
Right.
It sounds for all the world like people who knew this dog would not have put that dog into that category. All
that aside, it's pretty alarming to hear that the RCMP discharged a weapon in any situation in town.
It is, particularly, I think, in this situation, a lot of people have broken up dogfights in Yellowknife.
Myself
a lot
included.
of people. Well, and me, and I'm sure, Lecter, you mentioned it, Sarah, maybe,
the other
you know
way.
what Penny's like.
Penny gets attacked all the time by other dogs because she's just so small and submissive.
Jealous.
Just only pulled all the
rolls
dogs off.
over
So that's not really a dog fight. That's just like that's just one dog rolling over and just taking it, which is a very different.
Yeah.
Well, I still have to get other dogs off of her.
This is
They
true.
gang up on her.
This is true. So we've all in this room been in a situation. I mean, I remember a dog I used to have was proudly I think she'd managed to find like the leg of an animal out on the V Lake Trail.
Oh yeah.
And was it was like a long gone animal, just parading it around. Relatively small dog, like a knee height dog, parading around this leg of an animal. I am the greatest dog that ever lived. And along comes this humongous, like, I forget, it's not really an Alsatian, bigger than that, like a full bloodhound kind of massive dog comes along. And my dog dropped this leg or whatever it was immediately and looked up and realized that there's no way I'm going to remain the owner of this prized possession.
Smart
I'm
dog.
going to have to hand it over. Dropped it and backed off so that this big dog could take it. But then had this moment of regret where she'd backed off, but then you could hear her think, but it's mine!
Yeah.
And then
I
went
found
back in
it.
for it. And then the
no.
proverbial hit the fan.
Yeah.
Went back in, this other dog lost it, and we had to do the full, like, get in there and risk a body part to get your dog separated. And I never know exactly the best way of doing that. It's all happening so quickly. You kind of make the best of it that you can, and we managed to figure it out. I think a lot of people hearing this story will think, really? We needed a gun?
Well, and this is where the breed does come into play. Now, I love pit bulls. Actually, Jason Monson has a pit bull, and Blue. Oh, just the best dog ever. But so I really do like pit bulls, but at the end of the day, they are strong. And I'm not going to say they're aggressive, but if provoked and if they're defending themselves, they are very, very strong. And I've broken up a pit bull and another quite strong dog. And I'm a pretty strong guy myself, and I could not get them apart. I mean, they had a real death grip on each other. So it got to the point where we had to, I can't remember how I got them off. Eventually, I think they gave up on themselves. It had nothing to do with me, but I could not get them apart. So in a situation, I'm not, saying that they should have shot this dog, which is crazy, but it's very difficult to get too strong. A German Shepherd and a pit bull like that, Rocco doesn't look like he's going to lay over too. Look like a big dog. So that's going to be a tricky situation to get those dogs apart.
Yeah.
If you'd used a gun in that instance, you'd have heard about it from somebody afterwards.
Yeah.
And that is why, in fairness to the RCMP, they've launched this investigation.
Yeah.
Because I think anybody else in this town would expect to be investigated by the police.
For sure.
If they'd shot a dog to break up a fight.
Absolutely.
It is an extreme course of action, which is not to say that it is necessarily unwarranted. Like, just because something is an extreme course of action, sometimes you need, as you were just saying, if that's the only way to have stopped this happening, that's what that investigation is for.
Yeah.
And we'll have to see what they say. Of course, it's the police investigating themselves, which always unsettles people.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see how that goes, and we'll obviously stay on it as well. We may hear more back from RCMP today. The owners say their dog was basically set upon first and was just trying to defend itself. The RCMP say the dog was aggressive.
And how's Rocco doing?
Rocco was at the vet overnight being monitored. He's got, as I said, a gunshot wound to the throat. According to the owners, the vet suspects that his esophagus may have been ruptured.
Oh, jeez.
And that may require a flight to Calgary and surgery. Which
And there's a GoFundMe, right, to help set
there
this
were
up?
people
I think I saw
talking
somewhere.
about that, but I haven't actually seen
Oh, okay.
one anywhere yet. The issue, of course, is that flying a dog to Calgary right now
Oh, yeah, of course.
is not easy.
Right.
And it means 2 weeks of self-isolation when you get back.
And then back
And-
here again. So for almost a month. You got to self-isolate when you're down there, right?
I'm not sure if you have to when you're down there, but you
Okay.
certainly do when you come back. So it's not quite as simple as it would have been this time last year to get a dog to Calgary and get its treatment.
Yeah.
Scary time for the family.
Yeah, well, at the very least, but without further details coming, obviously, like you said, it's shocking to hear that a gun was fired for any reason with this type of situation. But at the end of the day, obviously, we just hope that Rocco can make a full recovery, and obviously, any efforts to help the owners pay for that vet bill and whatever accommodations need to be made. I'm sure we'll follow up on that as well. So, Ollie, thank you once again. Without knowing precisely what's going on, we still don't quite know, but hopefully we'll get there.
The Mornings at the Cabin podcast.
Sonia Adair is at it again. She has launched Yellowknife Takeout Week to help the local restaurant industry get through the pandemic. Basically, modeled after Yellowknife Burger Week, which you mentioned this on Cabin Corner yesterday, that it was how long? It was this year, but you're right. It was
late January.
It feels like it was like 3 years ago by now.
A lot has happened.
So much has happened between now and Yellowknife Burger Week.
Look at Sarah's face. Sarah's can't believe that Yellowknife Burger Week was. It was a few months ago.
Way. I don't believe it. I need to go read the date. We
I was in the UK. I was in the UK while you guys were doing the videos.
Yeah, we've had a lifetime of disaster since that time.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Hence.
I think we just in the last couple months, you and I recovered from eating all of those burgers.
Just in time.
That was a lot of burgers in 1 week.
In a day.
Oh,
Some of those videos were 3 burgers in a day.
Yeah, I think it showed.
You know what? I'll do whatever for this company. I'll put my body on the line.
Our puns were getting lazier and lazier as the week went on. But it was obviously a lot of fun, and a lot of people took part and enjoyed themselves. And we raised, what was it, close to $3,500 for the Yellowknife Food Bank. So that was obviously a big success, and we're going to do it again. Ollie, what's going on with Takeout Week?
Without precisely knowing what's going on, there's a lot to not precisely know about today. Takeout Week. So June the 10th to the 17th is going to be Yellowknife Takeout Week. All you have to do is eat takeout several times that week, which is great. Yeah, and I said this last night on Cabin Corner. I realize not everybody's in a financial position to spend that much money right now. Of course, we get it. It's the middle of the pandemic. Not everybody's managed to keep hold of their job. But if you can, be a part of this, because this supports the restaurant industry in Yellowknife. In January, when we did Burger Week, all of that money, all the proceeds from that went to support the food bank, which is great. But now the restaurants themselves need the help.
Yes.
Because they're the ones trying to keep their staff on, do what they can. I've spoken to so many owners who are just trying to figure out, right, if I get the wage subsidy in, if I do this, if I do that, can I bring a few people back? How am I going to get this done?
Yeah.
And so we're trying to amp up the takeout and delivery side of things just for a week to try and generate that little bit of extra cash. So you've got to spend at least $20 each time, excluding the delivery charge. So it's $20 plus whatever they're charging for delivery. And it's got to be, at least 2 of them have got to be local places. In other words, not chains. And then the third one could be a chain. And then as soon as you get to 3, you send in the receipts. You just go to our website, look for the Takeout Week story. There's a big link to the form that you fill out. You send the photos of your receipts into us, and you're entered into the draw. And you can win a $1,000 Canadian Tire gift certificate. So big shout out to those guys who are awesome. And big shout out to Trevor's Independent Grocer as well, because there's going to be a bunch of consolation prizes from those guys that are going to be cool too.
So I think everyone has generally a pretty good idea of who are the locally owned and run restaurants here in Yellowknife. But, do we have like a list of participants, or is it just...
We haven't specified because, as far as we're concerned, get it anywhere.
So we don't know precisely what's going on.
We don't know. We know precisely what's going on. We don't know precisely where.
Right.
We figured we wouldn't require permission for something like this. Hey, go buy stuff at your store.
Yeah. Wait a minute. We're not a participating sponsor in this.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
So,
get out of here.
You don't get in the draw.
If you do need some help figuring out who's open for takeout, who's open for delivery, go to Bite Me Yellowknife Facebook group. NNSL has a Buy North page that has a really good listing of who's open and who's doing what right now as well. So there are already a couple of really good resources out there. We didn't want to put a list up and then find somebody saying, hey, you guys missed us, all that sort of stuff, or hey, we need to be taken off because of X, Y, or Z.
Right.
All we really care about is that you go spend your money places and send us the receipts that week. If you go and eat at more local places than 3, you get extra shots each time as well.
There you go.
So if you, let's say you had takeout every night for the week, you had 7 takeouts in a row, good for you. And they
Not normally, but I mean,
they were
in this
all
case.
at local restaurants, then you would get 7 or at least 5 shots.
Yeah.
So 3 would get you the first shot, and then you get an extra one for each on top of that.
Yeah.
So
It's good timing, too. Just because, I mean, phase 2 is mid-June to late June? Is that what they said?
That's the plan.
So, yeah, we're going to put a bunch of money into these businesses, and then hopefully they'll be able to open up and be somewhat back to normal.
Yeah.
It's kind of tough. I mean, if you have restricted numbers in a restaurant, I know restaurants don't have huge profit margins to begin with. Mm-hmm. So if you restrict how many people can go into that restaurant, I mean, that's a tough, from a business point of view, that's a very tough situation to deal with.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is no way that the restaurant industry here is going back to normal anytime soon.
Yeah, social distancing and, yeah.
There's just not going to be the room, the capacity to bring in everybody. People may not be as excited to eat out anyway. I mean, I know a bunch of people will be because they haven't had the chance for months. But there'll be other people who will be quite reticent about it and not really quite sure because it's still quite an uncertain time to be outside. There are other people who are more vulnerable who will feel as though they need to keep playing it safe for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Yep.
So the market isn't going to quite be there. The capacity isn't going to be there, which means the jobs won't be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They won't be able to hire back all the people they had before, not for a long time, which is why we're trying to do something like this so that it's not going to fix things. But you know what? If it helps bring some extra cash in the door for a week, maybe it means someone else can get their job back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and even though they may be allowed to open, some businesses, some restaurants may not open because it might just not be feasible,
Right.
due to the restrictions. So, given their location and their blueprint, depending on
Their amount of space.
yeah, exactly. Like it just may not be feasible for them to open.
Yeah.
So I mean, be nice and be understanding of that. But
Yeah, and I think we can all certainly acknowledge that obviously, as you mentioned, the restaurant industry has been hit as hard as anyone in this pandemic. But they have done. I'm just continually amazed by the efforts I've seen and the collaborations between different local businesses, especially up here, and I'm sure across the country. But the efforts that they have gone to basically adapt and make the best of it. And, a lot of places that didn't previously even do takeout, they've figured out a way to make it work. So, hats off to them for that continued effort. And, I know, for example, the Woodyard, obviously they had a lot of waiting staff that they had to basically take their jobs away from, but they went to every effort to, for the ones that were relying on that income, it wasn't maybe just a side income. They tried to find every way possible for them to still be involved with the operations and what was going on and keep them employed and keep them, bringing home a paycheck. And I know the other restaurants have been very much in the same situation. And yeah, I've just been, honestly, that's been one of the most inspiring things I think I've seen through all this is just how the way that they've adapted.
And little partnerships like the Co-op, for example,
Yes.
with Copper House
Yes.
and with Easy Meals, which is the guys from the Monkey Tree.
Right.
Setting it up so that those restaurants could pre-prepare meals, and then you could go to the Co-op and pick up a hot pizza from the Copper House menu.
Yeah.
What a great idea.
Absolutely.
It sounds kind of simple when you say it out loud, but it's not the kind of thing that was happening before,
Yeah.
and people got it figured out.
Yeah.
So that there was a new way to support those businesses when you were doing your grocery shop, get something maybe a little different and more interesting to go eat at home. And those little bits of ingenuity, if you like, the fact that Copper House got their drive-thru going, the Monkey Tree is coming up with those trays that they're going to put on the side of the vehicle so you can go have like a drive-in
The old
eating
school
experience.
eat out
Yeah.
diner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it takes a lot to be that creative and that persistent
Yeah.
in a
And
time.
it's a risk too.
And it's a risk
Yeah.
at a time when you're losing all your money.
Yeah, it says a lot about the local business community. It's easy enough to go to your friends from the Copper House, to Co-op, or Wood or whoever, and you can go to them and talk about this. Like, hey, let's work together. Let's figure this out. That's pretty inspiring. Talk about inspiring and Herculean efforts.
Herculean
efforts.
Almost godlike, but not quite.
Pretty close.
Gotcha. Okay.
Scott, how on earth are we going to get through all of these videos for Takeout Week? There's got to be about 50, at least 50 businesses in town. I'm going to move in.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yep.
I'll take the spare room.
Yep.
And then we're just going to have to really buckle down on this one.
Oh,
10 a day.
10 a day at least.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, we all got to make sacrifices. So it's we did it for Burger Week. I think we could do it. I think we've recovered now. I think we could do it again.
Post quarantine's perfect. My body's ready for excessive amounts of takeout.
I don't know if anyone's asking us to do these videos this time. We're just offering.
They expect it.
Yeah,
Hey, it's Team Burger Thursday. Let's start now.
That'll do it for Mornings at the Cabin. For more on that, go to cabinradio.ca. Read about Takeout Week here in Yellowknife. Awesome initiative. Great job, Sonia Deer, Canadian Tire, and Trevor's Independent Grocer involved with that as well. And eat some good food and win some awesome prizes. That is about as simple and great as it gets.
Thanks for listening. Check out more from the show at cabinradio.ca and by following the Mornings at the Cabin Facebook page.